Greetings, Commanders, it's Ryant1UM here, and today we are back once again in Stellaris Console Edition with the Abomination Imperium. That's right, you guys. So, in the last episode, we actually went to war for our first war with the Citizen Union of Zumo, and we went ahead and went to war with them to bring them into the fold, and to become a scion underneath of the Verilieve Protectors. Now, the problem was, we ran into an issue with them because, well, they were in a defensive pact with the Vryn Interplanetary Sovereignty, or, as we are now going to call it, Vinny. They were in a defensive pact with Vinny, and that was not good, because I didn't realize that we could actually come all the way over here through the Raxacodium Church of Tomorrow and, you know, wipe some of their stuff out. So we ended up taking way too long, and we reached 100% of our war exhaustion, so on and so forth. We claimed all of their systems, but they still had their capital, which is fine. Now, truthfully, hindsight's 2020, I could have probably actually claimed this system, and then it would have just turned into me, and then we could have just completely deleted them. But at the same time, like I said, hindsight is always 2020. So, we're also starting to build up our first habitats, and I'm going to build one there, and going to build that there. That'll begin to give us a lot more energy, and now we need to go ahead and put up a new admiral, like that. But today I believe we're going to work on fleet construction, as well as going to war with one of the empires that's close to us, most likely the Great Yaru Empire. Because the problem is, the Great Yaru Empire is really the only other empire besides the Hivemind and Vinny that are not in the Mega Federation. And that's kind of an issue for us, because we want to be able to bring as many people into the fold as possible. And with the Mega Federation, it's going to be a bit difficult, because that's going to be a war on multiple fronts, especially considering that they're all pretty powerful, especially the Screvian Corporate Holdings and the, oh my god, wait a second. The Great Yaru Empire is equivalent to us. Wonderful. So what was I saying about needing to build up our, our fleets and such? Yeah, we're definitely going to need to do that. But economy's looking good. We're going to start snowballing with our tech and everything else like that. Oh, fuck. So the Hivemind and Vinny are now in a federation. What do you know? Now there's 2 mega federations in the galaxy. Great! The Confederated Star Nations. Now, see, I was thinking I should go to war with the Vagaros organism. Turns out they were friends with Vinny the entire freaking time, so the only option we have to go to war with is the Great Yaru Empire, which just so happened to be equivalent with us. Very fun. Very, very fun. Now, the other problem is our economy it's good. The problem is it's not great. We need it to be great right now, because I need to be able to start spitting out ships a whole hell of a lot, and I do not have the income to do that. So I'm having to sell a whole bunch of my minerals to, you know, start stockpiling, buying up a bunch of alloys and everything like that. We're reinforcing our fleets, but really the only thing that we're reinforcing is just a bunch of corvettes. Now, granted, corvettes in themselves, if they're high enough ranked and they're high enough, you know, tech, they can really do some damage. But, like, at the same time, come on. I mean, I need that shit done. I need to get some better looking ships, some better functioning ships, everything like that. And because our Empire Sprawl has kind of gotten out of control, it's really, really slowed us down as far as tech goes, because we're paying an extra 63% for our tech. And that's with all of the things that I've got as far as administration goes and everything like that. So I'm going to try and continue to build more bureaucratic centers if I can on the planets that I'm developing. I'm not even taking a look at Titans right now, because I can't even afford to think about Titans at the moment. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. But the Great Yaru Empire is absolutely going to be our first target. It has to be. And then from there, we'll probably go after Vinny and the organism. And then from there, we'll have to take on the Mega Federation. And by then, there may be a war in heaven. But the good thing is, if there is a war in heaven, and I never thought I'd say this, if there is a war in heaven, our parents, the Fallen Empire, will actually get involved. Because here's something that I actually didn't realize about the Scion playthrough style. Your parents leave you. They don't really give a shit about you outside of, you know, sending you a gift every now and again when it comes to helping you. Because when it comes to helping you, they don't go to war unless you're attacked, and they don't go to war unless they're attacked. And that doesn't happen until there's a war in heaven, which can be interesting. So, and of course, Vlur is here, so, you know, that's fine. But we have pirates all over the place. It's not that big of a deal because we have a gigantic Corvette fleet. 75 Corvettes. Yeah, no, it's pretty powerful, honestly, having that many. Having that many Corvettes is pretty dang powerful, but at the same time, we need to start building our cruisers up. We need to start getting some battleships, because everybody else has battleships. And last I checked, if you have enough battleships, you can pretty much win anything. But I guess the same could be said for Corvettes as well. Now we're starting to get the worlds that we can actually colonize here. The Yaru display psionic potential, huh? Interesting, okay. Want to be friends? Oh, our parents are amazing. I take back everything I said. The augurs have decreed that you should receive this gift for your continued service to us. Do not squander it. 5,000 alloys. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Okay, we're reinforcing the cruiser fleet because I need way more than just Corvettes. Although, wait, did that just literally just reinforce only Corvettes in the Corvette cruiser fleet? I think it did. Yeah, it totally did. Frickin' balls. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Am I happy? Yes, kind of. Ish. Okay, let's see. We need to go and build a stronghold there, build that there. And this planet's pretty much almost done with the mining and everything like that. And then soon we'll just be putting down strongholds and everything else like that. We're 100 points away from getting back to where we need to with our Empire Sprawl. Strategic resources, they're fine. We're only losing like maybe one a month.
We have mastered a new technology.
Not too big a deal. But the good thing is, with our fleets getting more and more powerful, we can actually go to war soon with the Yaru. Because I see their big fleet right there. I don't know if that's their biggest fleet, though. That's the thing. There's a big possibility that it's not their biggest fleet, and as soon as we go to war with them, they're going to bring out some 25k fleet out of nowhere and just completely mop the floor with us. And that's exactly what we don't want, because I don't know what they're going to go to war with us for when we do go to war with them. It might just be to humiliate us, I have no idea. But the less time we're at war with them, the longer they have to get into any of the federations that are in the galaxy. And the problem is the Great Yaru Empire has Federation Association status with the big one. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing for us. So we really, really, really need to start snowballing with our power, and we just need to get a bigger fleet. That's it. Honestly, that's the crux of it all. We need to just get a bigger fleet. Oh no, what was I literally just saying? Oh, fuck. Now we gotta get so freaking strong. We need to take on all 4 federations at the same exact time. Or all 4 empires within the same federation at the exact same time. Oh shit. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's totally fine. They're not going to attack me because they know who I'm underneath of. Oh, that is the worst case scenario. I do not have a good feeling about this playthrough anymore. Holy shit. Also, I'm restoring this Ecumenopolis because we are in dire need of alloys. Holy good lord. I must have done something wrong in the beginning of the game because holy shit, I do not have anywhere near the resources that I need to have to really get better, get good, if you will. Because, like, our planets, they're doing totally fine. And our fleets, they're coming along quite nicely. And I was like, you know what? I can go to war with them right now. May as well, right? Shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got as far as our wormholes go. So this one goes into our space. That's totally fine. Where does this one lead? That leads over into one of the Mega Federation's space. Okay, that's good. That leads over into the Union of Ikara. Means we have a nice, big, quick spot to get over there pretty quickly. Do we have any other wormholes in our space besides Taramba and Trimus and Elor? No. Those are the only ones, which means there's only, let's see. From the big Federation, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways into my space. Okay, so it's a little bit worse than I expected. Wonderful. So I would really like to be able to get the tech to, you know, begin with the frickin' Empire Sprawl, because I've only seen one of them. I don't know where the other one's at. So I never thought I would take this one so late in the game, but I have to. Imperial Prerogative will give us back a lot of our Empire Sprawl, and that's now lowered the cost of our tech to 17%. We were just paying over 62% extra for our tech. That dropped it down to 18% we'll call it. So we should really begin to blow through this tech a lot faster. I'm hoping. Now, that only leaves us with a few more, with only 2 more slots for, let's see. Where is it? Possibly Galactic Wonders if we're even alive by then. And or, honestly, Eternal Vigilance. I've never used this one before, but with the way the galaxy is going, I have a feeling we're going to be turtling a lot, and the stronger our defense units are, or the stronger our bastions are, probably the longer we'll live. It's a damn good thing we don't have a freaking endgame crisis in this galaxy, or else I would just get steamrolled right now, because I am so far behind at the moment. What number am I? I'm number 8. Good lord, I've never been this low in my life. Holy shit! So I think I know what one of my biggest problems was at the beginning.
We have mastered a new technology.
Whenever I develop worlds, I always develop what I need. So if I see that I'm not really, you know, making a whole lot of minerals, I always develop minerals. If I see that I'm not really making a whole lot of alloys, I develop alloys. The problem is I decided to make my planets hyper-specialized. Now that's totally fine to do your planets hyper-specialized. But from the beginning, I think I struggled with the resources, and that's compounding right now. So it's making it so that even though my planets are nicely specialized, they're just not producing all of the resources, all the raw resources that I need. I mean, I'm producing 1,000 energy, or 870 energy, but I'm just not making enough. I'm producing 651 minerals, but I'm only income 461, and so on and so forth. So I really do think specializing your planets is great, but I think it's something that, for me, I would rather try and do towards the mid to end game, whereas in the beginning of the game, any planet that's got open districts with minerals, energy, food, just fill it all up. Don't even worry about the city districts. So I think that's one reason why, because I've handicapped myself with the amount of city districts that I've been building because of these tech worlds. These tech worlds have pretty much only these, yet I'm not using any of these ones. So I've really kind of shot myself in the foot with that. So that's kind of a learning situation and a learning moment for me at the moment. And it's okay, you know, it's gotta happen. I needed to see what this looked like and how this looked like. But I think that's probably one of the biggest things for me, is I can't work on specializing the worlds immediately. I need to just take what I can get, develop the districts the way that I normally develop the districts, and then begin to specialize the planets as I have the economy to do so. So, take that as you will. Okay, so things are beginning to look a little bit better. We just crossed over into positive Empire Sprawl. For the first time in like 100 years, we solved our Empire Sprawl problem. As for our economy, our minerals are going up way better, our alloys are going up way better, and our energy is going up way better, which is very, very good. So, because of that, we're starting to snowball with some of our other stuff because we have more things to spend on. And there's Ascension Theory, perfect. Still have not seen any other of the Society research, which I need for the, what is it? The dang Empire Sprawl, because we're about to go back underneath of our Empire Sprawl. I don't know where it went, but for some reason it just doesn't show up anymore, so that's totally not fine. But Empire Sprawl is getting under control with this. We have a couple of our administrative worlds, and then we've also got our Ecumenopolis pumping out 56 alloys, which is really, really good. There was a war that just happened. The Vag Eros went to war against the Great Yaru Empire, which means the whole empire, the whole galaxy is at war with each other, except for me, which is kind of nice. So we're just gonna kind of stay over in our little corner of the world, or in the little corner of the galaxy, do our own thing, and just continuously upgrade our fleets. I've gone ahead and made more of our cruisers, so we've got 9 cruisers and 40 corvettes, and then 75 corvettes there with our Fallen Empire ships right there. So we are indeed getting pretty powerful. The thing is, though, are we going to be powerful enough to take on 4 empires at a time? That's gonna be the situation that we're going to be in. So I'm just continuing to reinforce the cruisers at this point. We are blowing through tech now that we are above, or we're above our our Empire Sprawl.
We have mastered a new
But now we can get some base trade protection. We're getting even more of our traditions done even faster because of our Empire Sprawl being under control. So yeah, we're beginning to get where we need to be. It's just about 60 years too late. It's about 60 years later than I wanted it to be, but at the same time, that's my own mistake. Okay, so now that I've had a little bit of time to think, I do think that when the next episode comes, we are actually going to go to war with the Great Yaru Empire. And the reason being is because I think once we have the economy to do it, we've got some more alloys coming in. We're going to turtle a little bit, but we're also going to kind of do guerrilla warfare. Because the Great Yaru Empire has their borders right here, we're going to go ahead and start striking into them, wearing them down a little bit, and kind of taking a piece at a time. So kind of what I'm thinking is, it's a bit weird, but at the same time, I think it might be able to work. What if we begin to go to war and take parts of the galaxy, parts of their empires, and turn them into other empires that are vassals underneath of our protectors? So for instance, we would take this whole entire section right here, settle status quo, and then turn this into a whole nother empire. Then we would move down to the Screvian Corporate Holdings, turn this part into a whole nother empire, and just seed the galaxy with a bunch of other empires that are seeds from their original empires, but are vassals underneath of our protectors. That would almost be a better idea than trying to be in open warfare with a gigantic federation such as them all at the same time, because we're going to have 4 empires with the fleets coming after us, and that's really not going to be too big of a thing that I want to be a part of. Now, when it comes to fighting with Vinny and the organism, I think we're going to be just fine, because they're both kind of on the same level as me, and I think we're going to be just fine. Granted, they're pathetic, and they're pathetic. So yeah, honestly, we would be completely fine with going to war with them, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we would turn all of their little segments into empires of their own, rather than trying to vassalize the entirety of one full empire by itself. So I'm interested to see if that will work. Our fleets are actually getting a lot more powerful. Granted, we are still fairly under-leveled. We've only got Torpvets and cruisers. But I'm thinking once we have some more minerals and some more alloys and stuff like that, we can actually begin to build some battleships and really begin to take the galaxy by storm and do the plan that I want to do. But I do believe that that's going to be it for today's episode. I've just been doing a whole lot of stuff off camera. There's just been a whole lot of micromanagement in the background, making sure that we've got a whole bunch of stuff being produced and everything like that. There's just a whole bunch more stuff that needs to be done. But I think that's what we're going to do in the next episode, because I really do want to go back to war, but I want to go back to war on my terms. I want to go to war to make it so that we will win on our terms rather than trying to win on theirs. So that's kind of what my thoughts are on this next part. We've got a whole bunch more development to do on a lot of these planets, and we have the rest of our Ascension perks to take a look at that we can kind of decide about. We can honestly take the Colossus project, but it's just going to be really expensive. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and with that being said, this has been Commander Ryan1UM, signing off.